Right. I've tried to record this once before, and let's just say slight issue was I had the audio muted, which is quite funny after the fact. So what do we have here is, well, let's just say it's me rebirthed a Dreadnought far too easily for my amusement. So at the beginning of this, if you can't see the very boaty shape, I made blocks and ribbing and lines and beams and all sorts to then create chunks of armor, and I sort of did the sides first, and then filled in the middle and the top and bottom, and then yeah, that's kind of how I made it. And it was a bit of a different doctrine of how I make ships, and it's very interesting. I've literally spent hours trying to blow the damn thing up. At the end of it, I had to use a few thousand warheads, and even then, I had to go a bit mental, as I still couldn't quite kill the ship. So, it is designed to last, and I still haven't really had a proper combat kill. I kind of gave up. So what makes it special is the shite ton of armor, constant thrusters on the outside and inside, and still a lot of space to add more. I mean, I've got this entire outer line that's flat, still space on deck. There's engine ports everywhere. The guns are nicely spaced out, so there's not gonna have a bunch of weak armor being ripped apart. I mean, at most gun spam is at the front. And yeah, got internal thruster bays, I've got even more guns, gyroscopes galore. It's quite good on gyroscopes to be fair. Gun batteries at the wazoo. So yeah, a heavily armoured ship that, yeah, it's a bit nuts. So we do have no lights on because I was saving lag and such, and more or less more or less done. So we have a small landing pad, oh well, fairly large one. I believe this is the technical bridge here, which is it's not important to show that there's a gravity generator here, so that's nice. And then this is the top deck, and it's all heavy armor. It's all heavy armor. This is observation deck, which is nice and interesting. Now these are inverted, but oops, which is nice, but it ain't important. It's not critical. It's just more armor padding. I like to think of it like that, and yeah. You head this way, you head down, you head this way as batteries. We have a CIC, that is an actual room that isn't completed, and then we make our way down this way. We have another corridor, another staircase. We have the actual battle CIC, which is even deeper inside the ship's structure. So options. We head down this way, we open the door, we close the door, we open the door, we close the door. We have reactors and cargo. In nicely armoured spots, we have conveyor belts in this section here for the thrusters on top deck. We have no gravity generator, we have jump drives. Fully charged in a minute apparently. And yeah, on the other side this is reactors and more armour and more stuff. Just show off in a second. And then yeah, we have conveyor belts because there was a gun had to be fed. A nice armoured U-bend that leads us out, if you noticed the hole before, to a side door. And that's the physical interior you can walk around. Oh god, that was too much Spectator. There we go, let's wind it down. We have blast doors for warping, anti-warping measures we got. Heavy armor everywhere. And, yeah, hydrogen reactors, jump drives. I mean, what's that? 6 blocks? Was it 5? It's 5 blocks difference between of solid heavy armor. And it's particularly a similar story between all these blocks. I'm fairly sure it's 4 or 5 blocks wide. Every side point across here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. It's 5 bits of armor, blast door and heavy armor mix. Then you hit the internal bay, which has got even more heavy armor across certain beams, and its internal thruster base with another layer of 2 heavy armor, then a bit more internal thruster base and another layer of heavy armor. Gyroscopes in the middle here. So we're probably looking at, you know, sections of a good 20 so blocks of armor, roughly, here and there. A bit further front. Spaced armor, heavy armor, blast doors. I mean, this is the front of the ship. This is the front. We have heavy armor decoration to heavy armor blocks to enough blast doors. And his internal thruster bay here. There's another reactor up here. There's batteries here, there, and everywhere. Gyroscopes here, there, and everywhere. It's effectively been turned into one hell of a reinforced bunker. I mean, technically that's... its weakest point is on the top and bottom. That's also the pot with the guns. And its strongest point is the side, which is the bit that doesn't have guns, so... it's... I suppose the battleship turtleback sort of all-round armour is kind of what inspired it a little bit. But, you know, it is neat. So let's go turn this thing to an active monster so we can kill it. And, haha, turret. Do that, do that, do this. So I've spent hours throwing other ships at it, but normally the other ships got outgunned and shredded, and if it was one of my designs and not one of the blueprint ships, the armour held up well. Apparently I build things like tanks, if not literally, light tanks. The Great Tarantula. Let's click the GPS because it's not got any antennas. Like I said, it's just bare bones currently of functional. I think we will cheat a little with at first with the control ranging, but then we'll get into the proper ship on ship fighting. So it's not the biggest ship I've ever made, but it's the most functional for what it is. Like, I've made stuff that doesn't work, but this is all piped up, and this theoretically could work in survival-ish. I don't think there's many people sane enough to build them like this. But, that is a slight big but. It is possible it to be done. There's this. That was the other CIC. Here you are. There we go. So as you can see, the gyroscopes are very active. I feel good for a ship this size. And as the leg spikes currently hitting, and the shells are flying. touch good, because I don't know how well the computer's going to survive this. Well, the game is going to crash more like. So, the ability for this ship to have a fire rate of cannons, because it's mainly an autocannon artillery mix. So if you do this trick, you're outranging automatic guns. And that isn't all of them. Trying to accelerate forward, but like I said, it's not particularly. It's got good gyroscopes at least. As more and more guns come online, start reaching the target. The more and more the heavy armor and the blast doors take the physical pounding that it should get. And it's also efficient currently. We lost a turret and some armor, but not a single system, except probably whatever gets glitched through here a little bit maybe in a minute. Let's keep pushing it, to be fair. Try and get it alongside each other. I do believe we're currently getting hit as well, which we are. Initial bombardment has given us some leeway. It's the first time I've actually put them against each other itself. Yeah, well, that's that English. But as you can see, the doctrine of spaced out guns allows good firing crossovers, layers of turrets. Meaning, more or less, everything is spaced out enough not to be lost too badly. So we've lost a few guns at the front because this is where the advantage of being outranging the enemy opponent at the beginning. It does give you a slight advantage. How many kilograms are we losing per second? As we're losing armor plating being absolutely pounded off us. Like I said, this is technically nothing. It's just the outer plating. There's no forward, like, main guns, it's just all turrets. I mean, we've given it a good go, but like I said, this entire front section when we hammered, it's just armor, just plating. We're talking at least 4 or 5 layers of armor on this side. The ship was meant to take a pounding and walk it off. That was the entire doctrinal design. I don't know how much more you can give as a pounding. It's like flak just flying off everywhere. Well, we've lost about 20 turrets. It's fine, there's another 30 still there. There's no welders. If I had welders, Christ alive. Or worse, maybe nanotech technology, the nanobot repair systems and all that, you know, the old shields, Christ. Like I said, this is just vanilla. There isn't any sort of technical ways to make this last longer than when I made it. This Starship we're currently this entire side panel was designed to be ridiculous amount of armor and to take hits. Because guess what? Top and bottom. If you have a standard horizontal fight, I'm not particularly taking that much damage. Which is why while it looks absolutely cool and amazing, we've done some more top damage, which has clipped more off, which has done a bit more. I mean, Christ, the enemy bridge got hit. Still technically fine. But by choosing the sides that have unrelenting armor, the very skinny decks as gun platforms, we've kind of we made very much sort of the concepts of the classic battleship armor concepts of designs, and it's a lot of nothing through. Like I said, technically from above it's the weakest. Above and below is the technical weakest you can make it. And the more armor you take off, the technical better it gets before, but even if you still start taking out thrusters, there's plenty of thrusters on. It's not mega quick, but you really want to be, but gyroscopes are still nimble. Surprisingly so, because I didn't put that many in, I didn't think. Like I said, I've done worse, where I've had larger gyro banks. I mean, 70 minutes, at least I kept it action-packed and tight, because this may last for another 40 minutes. I've got to have my foot. Because, yeah. What will give out? The game, the computer, the ship, me, Swarm. This is a partial amount of mistake for me, but how well can this on the side take armor from the top side? Because have we stripped enough armor off? He's still taking hits. And it's still on Eternals. Technically fine. You might lost some conveyor belts for the weapons, which the only real issue in survival is feeding ammo. But ships have been killed in this level of fire and engagement. There isn't really much that can go wrong. Except the bridge, not really important, the bridge is more stylistic and an armor pilot. This, landing bay, it's a little bit of a weakness, but you know, like I said, I say level of weakness, it's still armoured to hell. And it's weird, making a ship designed to be hit, in some sense, it's, you know, the armor's not there to hope it survives, the armor's there knowing yes, it'll be hit. It will survive. Because it took about 3, 4, 5... I think it was about 4 to 5 railgun rounds, of 20 by the way, to puncture through the side armour. So 4 full charge railgun, like 20 railgun rounds going off to get through an armour plate section. To physically puncture without moving. So to do that in movement combat, which is where this thing would thrive better than this more slow stillness, which is just demonstration really, but to have consistently hit the same spot with 4 20 railgun rounds, then create a nice gap inside the ship to achieve 2, 3, 4 large thrusters damaged, destroyed. And of course, it holds it in the more inner part of the ship, but it's one of them. There isn't really a weapons system, especially in vanilla, that would seriously put this design at fault, which was the idea. It was meant to really sort of go fuck you. I can take it. Unfortunately, I believe I've shown my underside here. Holy hell. Are we not giving it a good mauling? I think you'll find less holes in Swiss cheese. But on the other hand, these holes aren't that deep. And with the blast doors stopping block warping into each other, we're not getting internal damage like we sometimes do with pure heavy armour design types. And thankfully, we haven't seen any yet where it starts losing physics. That's where the gyroscopes are. On the underside. I did put quite a few in. Now I think back to it. Which is why I probably shouldn't be leaving my underside so close to getting bombarded, so let's angle this background a bit. So we've given it a good peppering, I will admit. Like I said, we're kind of just strimming off the paint. It's not, like I said, it's not really, annoyingly enough, doing much. You either get a maneuver kill or a weapons kill on this. But honestly, a maneuver kill is highly unlikely if you play it safe, like this. To be fair, I think I came worse off that engagement. Overall, really. Or it feels like it. I kind of lost a few more guns, but yeah. That was actually more better than I thought it was. 3 thrusters took some hits. It's more or less fine there. So the artillery guns are slow firing but heavy hitting, but the assault cannons are decent damage but with a very quick fire rate in comparison to the artillery. So while the artillery will puncture through those 4 blocks of light armour, the assault gun will only do 1 or 2. But there is a difference in that, but the actual rate of fire is better because guess what? You can hit turrets, you can hit armour probably a bit more. Oop, the armour's falling off me. That's the only downside of blast stars is what technically isn't connected will fall off. But at that point, do you really want it still connecting like that? definitely giving it a pretty good go. Because the top side's not looking so good. But check out delivery, or is it just... just traffic on the road knocking the bell. Like I said, you've got 5 jump drives on this thing previously. If you get to a situation where, guess what, you've lost all your guns, or you're significantly losing guns, you can escape easy enough. There's nothing critical other than weapons that have been lost, significantly. And that's the scary thing. As like I said, it is heavy. It doesn't move rapidly, but it moves well for its size and weight. And for how much armor it has. Most of it's internal. And so yeah. So we've stripped it off its weapons. Let's put our untouched side against the enemy now. Because realistically this ship will never face an equal as itself. I don't think anyone really builds ships like this, apart from me. I haven't seen any that are built to this level of stupidity. And this level of armor survivability, because it's kind of, like I said, it's closer to impractical than really practical, but it also works if you know when it starts breaking physics, it starts puncturing. I mean, internal thrusters untouched, and it's raining blast doors, which is a bit annoying. But we're back to having a full broadside practically. Of every gun, Gatling, artillery, or assault cannons going off. And yeah. So at this point, as shown, you probably wouldn't stick longer than this. At this point, you would be backing it off, you would be conserving, because repairing is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. I mean, not as bad as some other ships where you've got a lot of critical systems you've lost. But the sheer amount of armor blocks punctured and tattled, I mean, this is where we can start seeing where it starts driving you a bit nuts, is got the thrusters slots, that's quite expensive. Gyroscopes seem fine, don't think we've got any magic punches. It's 50-50 sometimes. The armor warps and kills internal stuff that's still covered in armor. But so far we are looking quite clean on that front. But even the bridge, which is 2 armor blocks thick per deck, particularly, especially here. We're still holding. We're still holding. I think the scary thing is the amount of ammo cost to take one of these things out, which is scary. Like I said, I used a couple thousand warheads and I could kill it. I literally stremmed out the entire back part and got up to the front bit. I was like, where the hell is this thing still alive? The entire middle was gone. Just twisted armor. That was all that was left. And it was still, had thrusters, had power, had guns. Not many. But still technically it was a working grid. So yeah. like I said, it is on the doctrine of it will survive. Give it all you got, but you aren't killing it. Is the interesting bit. Like I said, I've kind of, with the ability to rotate better, took absolutely more horrendous underside damage than they have. But also I've survived better overall, because I can rotate better. It's like I said, if it's a moving ship you would lose more misses, more misses. More overall hits across the armor, you probably lose more thrusters and guns. But overall, it ain't budging. Even the little naff armor protection for these thrusters are still holding, so the thrusters haven't been touched. This entire armor belt, minus the conveyors, is taking its worth of pounding. And even then, you still fall back onto more armor. As the game keeps stuttering a bit, because it's like, well, what do I render? And they attack a fresh side. Kind of reminds you of an older Age of Sail ship, of the amount of smoke plumes coming from firing a volley. So yeah, I think I've peaked in my strength for ship design. Because of simple spaced out cannons, it's quite difficult to get them all. Like I said, I've still got quite a few cannons still firing at me currently. About 10 or so. But they are mainly artillery guns. A couple of assault cannons. And they are doing some good amount of damage to us. And we are returning Gatling flying as well. Ooh, we're hitting the bridge quite well. It's in the back of here. We haven't got any thrusters. We are getting closer and closer to the reactors there, so we'll see what gives in. As the guns keep relentlessly trying to return fire to me, which is quite funny. It's kind of like, well, normally you're quite worried about a bombardment to fire on you, but like I said, in this thing it's kind of expected to take it and not be bothered. Nothing of value is truly lost. Which is annoying, because, like I said, to kill this thing, I don't know what's worse, the cost of building it or the amount of ammo required to shoot it dead. So, there's a question. What's more expensive to do? The steel, the time, or the ammo production, the steel, time and all that nonsense, all the resources into that. Because while we are giving it a pretty good go, it's not like ourselves have come off completely unmauled from this. Ooh, 3 blocks deep here, that's quite interesting. Only 2. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But with us holding position here and letting the cannons slowly but surely rip through, we are getting into the 4, the 5, 6 block with hits of bank trees. We're starting to hit the first CIC Or no, we're not. This is just a battery bank. I was getting confused. Let's refer the reactors are just on the other side of this. Which might be concerning. The thrusters are still fine. Can I find any more? The interior is still fine. It's still fine. These thrusters are megally fine. Where are the... That one's still fine. I doubt that the upwards thrusters have much issue. There's more of them, that's why it's more down on the inside. So I think you probably kill the upwards thrust first, because most of that's on the outside. If I had to guess what I would be able to kill first, I think, like I said, it's more or less the weapons. Because the weapons are the weakest things, the ones that get knocked off the most. Just artillery rounds, effects flying through the entire ship. Ooh, lost a thruster, that's nice. As we are just absolutely gunning through this solid steel section here to get to the CIC, which is still, despite what I thought for a second, more or less untouched. Looks like the landing bay, the landing pad, is slightly covered, but the actual cockpit is only slightly ahead of the bridge, so really I can knock the bridge back a bit and then shorten the wall and perfect. There isn't a face part there, but yeah, even still, that face part is still about 4 blocks thick of armour, so... Like I said, this is the most heavily armoured functioning ship I've ever made, so... It does make sense that we're just sitting here watching it pelted, and like I said, other than the weapon losses, a couple of thrusters, it's fine. Mechanically and functionality, it is fine. It's probably improved technically. I mean, we lost a seat in the bridge. Nope. We lost the gravity generator. Yes. Oh god, the entire bridge section just comes loose. Still taking fire. Almost held out. So yeah, this thing's ridiculous. It is just daft. It is just stupid. It is just excess. Like, well, it's very excessive. This is a thing you would build and never repair in your life. You would send it into a war and leave it damaged. It ain't worth repairing or even attempting. It'd be easier to probably rebuild from scratch than it would be to patch up all these holes. Because, like I said, we're starting to go some more Swiss cheesy in the fact that we are just pelting everything. But I'm actually not sure how bad the other side is. Here, and yeah, we've more or less survived pretty well. Like I said, the top and bottom are the weakest sides of the design, and we've been pelting this for a good 10-20 minutes. As long as power goes out, I declare that a victory. But these reactors are nowhere near getting punctured. The armour still perfectly fine. So yeah. Do I carry on this video or do I end it here? Because, you know, how long does it take to bombard? Do I just leave the camera here and do some odd jobs on the house while I'm waiting? You know what? I'll leave it with you for a minute. drink. Grab some bins and yeah, I move the camera around occasionally. It's still technically allowed to jump. I mean, it's not like we can go to turrets. Go power systems, focus lock. So it's not like that does anything, right? Oh, they're turret shooting some bridge. I mean, it's not like this was streamlined killing it much. Truly, it will not die. It is too armored to die. We've lost some cargo containers. Is this the end of these reactors? Is there more of them? I mean, the jump drive's still alright. I mean, all of them are alright, yep. These reactors, ooh. Is that the outside world? I think, honestly, they're about to just be hit. These reactors truly are. Got more. I was gonna say there's batteries somewhere around here, isn't there? There's like a hidden line of them. Somewhere in this mess of a ship. I think. There they are. There's still a front reactor on this, I believe. Yes, there is, because this hasn't been touched. So that's here as well. Battery pack. Still, like, every gyroscope going to man. Still bombarding it. Like I said, we technically weapons killed the top side. I mean, there's literally 2 guns, literally 2 turrets left. Still fight this. I mean, they've done well. Lost a reactor. These are still fine. Still fairly safe in CIC. These batteries are being pounded though. Yeah, that kind of was a good idea, but alright. Let's try and go around a bit. in substance, we haven't actually lost the shape of the ship, which is also my intended target, is that you couldn't actually sort of snap the ship. Sometimes when you start fighting ships, you start splitting them off in quarters, you know what I mean? You start taking bits off them, and they start like breaking apart. Don't think you can quite do it with this ship, because I'm fairly sure it's still technically classed as one structure. Hasn't been broken apart that badly yet. Oh yeah, I'm giving it a pretty good go. Still the effects at the other side. And it's still fighting back. Go on, buddy. You can do it. Here goes these batteries. Yay. Gone. One left. Gone. Question is, do I move it around or do I keep it here just to kill it in time? Gone. I mean, these are still here, but these are one's dead, two's dead, so just still alive. These are alright. I think all these have been taken out, haven't they? Yeah. I surgically killed all of these reactors. Because it's literally punched them all. Because it's had to. The armor's that good, it's physically had to streamline punch all the reactors from standstill in about, you know, a good 40 minutes or so now. I know, got this and this. Don't know if there's any more power supplies. Supplies systems left. There's gyroscopes galore. I don't think they need more batteries hidden around decks anymore. Yeah. By the looks of the guns, aiming at the front, I think we are running out of some of the forward decks as well. Oh, here's some more of them being rinsed. We've lost these as well. These, and we might actually see this in down camera, which is nice. I don't have to do enough camera kill, as it's very angrily trying to. Like I said, I don't know what's worse, to build it or to build the ammo to kill it. Come on, you're almost there, guns. Might be better to kill these on the underside physically from himself, not for the entire ship, you know. Who said the hard way was not the most finished to complete? There we go, hit that just now. Go on, lads, keep digging. will kill this battery. The funny thing is, how far forward is the next reactor, which is here? So we'd have to go through all this again, which it is doing. Also, it killed the last gun. Still 2 batteries left. 1 battery left. No batteries left? I think. Yep, they're all dead. Is it reactor time? I say it's reactor time. Holy hell. That's the one gun left. Go on, assault turrets. You can do it. No. Well, there we go. Yay. Doing its damnedest. And that's good night, Irene. Oh boy. That's a bit extreme at the end, but yeah. Oh well. That counts as a kill, I guess. Ah, Christ. Oh, let's call that a day then.